Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining Coffee and Chat Time. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hi, God is Love. Hi, Lori. Hey, Brock, Johnny, Justin. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. It's been really nice on my end. Things have warmed up a little bit, so we'll take it, I say. Hey, Holly, you made it. Yay. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Oladijo. Hi. So glad that everybody could make it. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in. I know that for some of you who are new to the live shows, these are less structured. These are more just chatting together, bouncing things back and forth, talking about different cases, things like that. So if you're new here, the sun is out in Colorado. Yay, yay, yay. It seems like the sun is out everywhere, I have to admit. So let's get comfy and chat. So, how many of the viewers that are currently online have had a chance to go through the document of Christopher Watts's case? And hi, Linda. Hi, Donna. Hi, Mary Beth. Hey, Lady D. Sharon. Donna. Rick. Everybody made it. Woohoo! So happy everybody could make it. Thank you for joining. That's funny. So I'm that's funny. I'm actually selling like a home camera, and I told the guy that I wouldn't be available at 1 o'clock, and sure enough, he showed up. But oh well, I'm not going to be available for a couple of hours now. So that's my time focused with you guys. I'm so glad that you all could join me and come and say hello. I look nice, thank you. I try to look presentable and good for you. Today is the first time I've ever worn lipstick. Ta-da! Well, I've worn other lipsticks, but more neutral tones. So this is the first red. Just having fun with you guys. You read all 1,960 pages. So did I. And for those of you that were confused as to why some people had more pages than other people, that was just some people lucky folk. So you have 2100 p.m. there. Right now it is 1300 hours here if we're going by train time, as I call it. If you guys are enjoy spending time with me during my live videos and you want to shoot a thumbs up as a support, I appreciate that from all of you. Hey, Clary T. Hey, Linda. Everything's buffering a little bit. You know, I had some major technical difficulties this past week, almost like I have said this before, okay, and I'm going to sound a little bit crazy saying it again, but it sounds like someone's in the device, or it feels like someone's controlling inside of the device. You know, I don't know if it's hackers, I don't know if it's, just technology glitches or what it is, but regardless, I have to go and get it fixed every time. And it's frustrating. Anyways, my famous saying is me and technology don't get along on the best of days. So the worst of days, I'm cursing and swearing at the darn thing and, like cursing it. Like, I'm just like, you're the worst thing ever. You're supposed to be smart. You're supposed to be a machine and you don't know what you're doing. Meanwhile, it's just whatever, right? Nicole Kessinger could have left her cell phone at home, so cops don't have proof that she was there the night of the murders. Very, very true. So who read the part about the fact that the window didn't have, it couldn't be tricked by the alarm system, right? So it was like an entry point, a one zone that wasn't really monitored by their alarm system, right? You guys all paid attention to that. I thought that was kind of interesting, and I wondered if she had ever used it. It would be awesome to give her a polygraph test just to ask her a few questions, to be honest. But we're far past that, and you guys probably all are beginning to realize that due to her helping the FBI and whatnot, she's not going to be prosecuted for anything. And really, in all honesty, she really didn't do anything illegal. She slept with a married man. And I mean, that's not illegal. It's been happening since the dawn of time. So, hi, Deb. Thanks for the thumbs up, you guys. I appreciate the support. So, hey, Sue. And, we'll see how that turns out. I'm sure we'll get news on it. We'll see. We are losing you. Hey, Christine, you made it. How's it going, girl? Hopefully the technology is good. Yes. Like I said, I'm having a few issues with it, but I did phone and get some things worked out. So everything should work correctly, but do let me know if you have any issues. I'm back. Yes, Sharon. Many of us think that Nicole Kessinger certainly knows more than what she's saying, but whether or not we're going to get any solid, concrete evidence on it, really, I think that it's going to fall by the wayside. It's not something that's going to be carried on and through. I think that they will definitely have her name marked in her file type of thing, so that if she ever has any encounters with law enforcement again, they will be able to see her background and what she was involved in and where, blah, blah, blah. The fact that she came forward before they went knocking on her door is good for her. It shows, that she was trying to come forward, although the fact that she deleted everything before she got there shows suspicion on my, like, I think that looks suspicious, right? I mean, it looks like she's guilty of something if you're deleting everything. She chalks it up as she was upset at him lying to her about the divorce, about how far along in the divorce they even were. However, we won't really ever know the truth to that, right? You saw him in jail today. Wonder what he's thinking. Sue, I can't remember what you do for. Or are you just saying that you saw him in jail, like on TV thing, or you physically saw him in jail? I'm so curious. Or she may have logged off and went, I'm not answering that. Who knows? Oh no, there she is. Video. Okay, cool. She's definitely not telling the whole truth. Don't trust a thing she says. Her laughing during some of it was a little bit eerie, creepy. Like, what are you laughing about? But now, like, I understand why certain people were saying that to me when I was even talking about Shanann Watts or Bella and the kids and stuff, right? I mean, some people were like, why are you even smiling? So I understand a little bit where some of that judgment can come from, right? The CCTV footage of him. Are you talking about the neighbor cam footage? Because I actually got a chance to review her videos. So Nicole Kessinger's video for her interviews with FBI. I got to review the recorded and audio confession and polygraph and interview with Chris Watts. And I also saw the neighbor cam footage. I saw the police their body cam footage. So when they went to first question Chris Watts on, where his wife was and stuff, he looked so nervous. I mean, so guilty, honestly. And we knew nothing at that point. This was like the first time that Chris had come out from work, right? He's rolling up at home and he just looks flustered and nervous, like he's guilty of something. And it didn't take long, right? It really didn't take long for the FBI agents to send a drone over, the survey site after getting the GPS coordinates. Everything fell together faster than that guy could even say. Thanks for joining. Thanks for making it. He was so nervous. The body cam, the officers that were on scene, I think it was Detective Bohmhover, his body cam footage shows him like with his hands up on his head and he's pacing and swaying and he looks nervous as all hell. I got to admit, like he was quite nervous. And then the testimony of the neighbors stating that they've heard screaming matches from the house. Clearly he would show people and family members and extended family, and another that he showed his wife, and we didn't necessarily see that, neither did any of their friends, right? They were very, very careful about how they presented themselves to the world. So hey, Heather, you made it. Coffee. Yes, let's do this. Love your attitude. That's awesome. Hey, Samantha, there's a YouTube video online of Chris Watson prison. Well, I'll have to check that out because I haven't seen that yet. You just don't understand about the interrogation. It was just different. Chris could have asked for a lawyer at any time, and the only thing Chris asked for was his father. So I don't know. I think his dad was just trying to comfort him because of, the situation and what his son had done. I think when he realized and heard it from Chris's mouth, I think he was just like shocked, I'm not printed and other things. Yes, I've pretty much seen all of the evidence footage type thing, right? I think that his dad pieced it together pretty quickly, especially the fact that if they personally have heard of them arguing and fighting, then maybe he was sympathetic to think like maybe he's thought of doing that to his own darn wife, Cindy, for crying out loud, for all we know. And he was just consoling him like, oh, dear son, I can't believe you followed through and did this, Thank you for the compliment. I think he pleaded guilty for Nicole Kessinger either because she helped. If so, she wouldn't have to testify. Yeah. Well, the fact that she came forward kind of put brownie points in her corner in a sense, The neighbor's house and the officers knew from the moment and the time, Deb, even the neighbor knew, for crying out loud. Like he was like, something is really off with him. Like he is not acting normal at all, Yeah, the neighbor was stressing like this isn't normal. This isn't normal. Like, but without trying to let Chris know that he's telling him like something's really, really wrong with this guy, right? So at least he wasn't able to cover this up completely. At least Nicole Atkinson was all over getting the authorities involved right quick, right? Hey, nope. Sorry if I didn't say your name right. Hey, Helen. I don't know if you're talking to me about lay off the calories, but I'm not offended. I used to be 318 pounds. I'm like 160, not offended at all. And I think my calorie intake is okay. But I don't know who you're really talking to be honest. You are. You know what? I call myself a fatty too, but it's PHAT, just so you're corrected and right on that one, just so you know. Hey, Glenn, glad you could make it. So, all right. I think we totally all need a friend like Nicole Kessinger. I mean, Nicole Atkinson. Nicole Kessinger is a most horrible person to do what she did and take away a woman's husband, by being a temptation and an ally of a better life. Like, come on, How long did she figure that was going to work out before he actually, said, like, did something, cheated on her, maybe did something to her? How long did he really think that was gonna, last? He'd be super happy there. I mean, I don't see it, I think she was a great friend, super sharp. In the beginning, when I first saw her interview on one of the news stations, I was a little bit concerned because I wasn't sure how genuine she was being, but it sure didn't take me long after, seeing more in depth of that document, seeing more news stations. I could tell the woman was broken from the fact that she was just beside herself after losing her best friend. I mean, they're the only people that were there for each other. They didn't have any other family members or other people in their life. Atkinson too, the way behind the phone, and like right away Chris Watts is there, like, I want the phone, like, get out of here, buddy, seriously. But both of them were really on top of it. It was really awesome. The panic when she realized her purse and phone were at home. No kidding, Clary T. You could see it all over her face, in her eyes. It was completely brutal. Like, I can't even imagine. If that would have been me there, I don't know if I would have been able to be as calm to him, to Chris. I feel like I would have grabbed him and been like, what the hell happened? Like, tell me what the hell happened. I would have probably like freaked out in a sense. Hey, Mary. Hey, Enley. She definitely trusted Chris Watts. Like, Shanann trusted Chris. I think a lot of their friends trusted him. He acted like a trustworthy person. He acted like he was just a submissive person. So there's really no excuse. Forget that one. Of course, my Facebook got interrupted because this person. Oh no, wait, I think we might be back. Great. Hey, Christopher, glad you could make it. That's something else I kind of wanted to mention is, the good Samaritan, a woman who needed help to feed her baby, supposedly, and then suddenly she gets rushed up upon and stabbed and, lost her life just for helping someone. They have not found those people yet involved in that, so it would be really nice if we could share that story. Hey, she got chilled. I'm so glad that you put on a good front. You're right. Yeah, it was kind of sad how much he fooled everybody. I feel like, you know, he was really good at his role of not being who he said he was. He wasn't really honest about who he really was and how he really felt and what really bothered him. Yes, but she confronted him, telling her one story and another friend. Yes, fashion proposals, elegant and unique. That's a wicked name, by the way. And then Steve, what does Steve say? Pretty much all females want 7+ inches, nothing weak. I don't think that that's at all the case. So, no. And he was too quiet. Everyone said he never spoke. Quiet people always hiding something. I totally agree with you. It just seems like they have kind of an ulterior agenda in a sense, Hi, Soul, you made it. Hey, Jules. What happened? Then the cops ran into the room. Well, I think that his dad was just sort of there to comfort him in a sense. It really didn't have. He didn't know what to do. I think, and the Watts family, you would think that they would have been more upset at the fact that they lost their grandchildren, but they seem to be more upset with their, losing their son. But to each their own, I say. I'm good, Shenope. Am I for real, Steve Henry? Yeah, I don't know why we have such people that join. I honestly feel like they just kind of troll around and let's hide the user. There we go. Should take care of that at least. Sorry, guys. I look beautiful. Oh, thank you, Lewis Two Shoes. Thank you. Appreciate it. So we're just sort of discussing the little variations in this Chris Watts case and the fact that, we may never get some answers, and it is what it is. He's admitted to, the heinous acts of what he did to his wife and his children. You watched Shenan's court system. Did anybody see last night's show on the OWN channel, which is Oprah Winfrey Network? The 2020 show on OWN was based on the Chris Watts story. I know, they didn't really seem to care, Heather. That bothered the crap out of me. And then with Ronnie Watts sitting, in the interview interrogation room, showing the officers, footage of his wife playing with their grandchildren, like as if to say, like, see, we care, it's really, really odd. I think that they care more about the fact that they lost their team. That's awesome. You love the glasses? Thanks. I tried to. I don't really have a whole lot, just a little bit. But thank you. I think this gives us an opportunity to just sort of discuss things back and forth. You hope it gets posted on YouTube, the 2020 show. I wouldn't be surprised if 2020, the channel themselves, would have posted it. These thirsty men all hot and bothered. Oh, Clarity. I seriously just ignore it. It's whatever. It is what it is. I think because, it's a men and women thing, right? It's attractiveness and all that. So infatuation, or I don't know. He said she sat on her ass on her phone 12, 15 hours a day while he did all the work in his interview. Horrible. May have posted it. Cat Lydia, where did you see that, my friend? You gotta love how everybody, I will not be stopped. I pay my bills. There's no reason to be stopped. It's too funny. I'm like, geez, go cool off. Yeah, no doubt. They have nothing better to do. Just know that, Yeah, okay, so the flower. Let me talk about that, you guys. I actually did some digging because I wanted to see the site where Shanann was buried. And there's aerial pictures and there's ground pictures, and you can see that the flowers in and around the field where she was buried are white flowers. So what I think happened is that, yes, he dug the shallow grave and he buried her there. When he drove away, or went a short distance away, was when he saw the yellow flower and took that picture of it and sent it to Nicole. But I mean, you could tell that he was thinking about his girlfriend the entire time that he was doing what he did. So that is just disgusting all in itself, right? They removed the 2020 show? No. It was on OWN last night. I watched it. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's on a repeat today. What is this behind me? These are what do you call this? Wooden reeds, I guess, I'm not really sure. And then kind of tall, dry, kind of like grass or whatever. It was a decoration that I had behind my leather couches, but now I have cloth and it doesn't really fit. So I put it over here instead, and it's more of an entry thing now. It looked a lot better when I had the leather sectional, but I also have 2 cats, and I found myself sitting on the floor petting the cats because when you pet cats, they naturally pull their claws out because they like it, right? And so I could hear their nails going in the leather, and I'm like, no, 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 no. So here I am sitting in my living room with this beautiful leather sectional on the floor petting my cats because I don't want them to ruin it. So I quickly thought, you know what? It's only a matter of time before um, this gets ruined and I can't resell it. So I chose to sell the sectional before it got ruined in hopes of whatever. Once I changed the layout and changed the furniture, this design thing didn't look as wonderful, but I kept it, It was a bought and paid purchase, so what do you do, right? It's like kind of like curly willow. Yes, that's willow branches. That's a good description. There you go. Curly willow. There we go. We've named it. Hey, what do you guys think of taking on this whole? I wanted to kind of get into like a saying sort of each day with you guys. And I thought of it when I did the TGIF video like on Friday. And I said that to you guys, like TGIF. And then I thought, well, why can't I do that like every day? And TGIS and TGIT and TGIM. I don't know. Like, why can't I do it all? But I don't know if that sounds actually ridiculously silly or if you guys thought it was cute or what. So I'm just trying to think of interesting ways to sort of say hello in the morning or say hello in the beginning of my videos to you guys. So I thought it was kind of cute, right? Like, if we're gonna use TGIF, well, thank God every day happens. At least we're advancing. I don't know. That's kind of how I see it, right? TTFN. What's TTFN? Cats and leather equals no. No kidding, Mary Beth. And yeah, sitting on my living room petting my cats, I was like, no, something's going to change. TTFN. Does anybody use that you know of? Because I was trying to also be absolutely original, right? So something that only I do and could be attributed to my channel, like, oh, that's totally Sherry or whatever, Kate Lita is just repeating what Chris Watts's dad said to the police. Of course, Shanann worked very hard. Yes, yeah, I totally believe Shanann hustled wonderfully. She was admirable, and I think that it was awesome to see her success. And I mean, as much as we don't actually know how much money she made, she clearly made some in order to contribute to all the beautiful, wonderful things that they had, right? So, I mean, it's pretty obvious she made some money, but we don't know how much, right? You're out of place here. Lovely to have met you, though. Oh, well, I'm sorry that you feel like that, Lewis. Sorry. This is a little bit more of a free-for-all in a sense. We just chat back and forth. There's not really a whole lot of structure and storyline to the live chats. They're more, spread out about random all of the subjects that I cover, all of the different stories. I realized that that was Clary T, that was the sort of number that the company Thrive put out as her landmark. Like, she made it to this point and she made it to that point and stuff like that. But we don't actually know how much funds she actually brought in, right? Ta-da! For now. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-ta. Oh, ta-ta. Tigger says ta-ta for now. That's cute. Annalie, when cops gave Chris's dad a ride back to the hotel, he was actually joking, laughing at one point. That was after Chris was arrested, after finding out his grandkids were dead. Unbelievable. No kidding. I actually didn't see that. I have not seen that at all. Hey, Francine. posting the corpse in white sheet on her Facebook page. No, I have not seen or heard anything about the Facebook page that you're talking about, Francine. Will I be doing any updates on Jamie Kloss? Yes, and her last name is spelt with a C, not a K. But yes, I am still following that case and hoping to keep her name alive. I feel that it's sort of my duty in a sense. Her parents are gone, and I've built a connection in a sense. So I don't think I'll ever forget about that girl. You never said she didn't work hard. Her videos prove she was a hard worker at home. Immaculate. Yes. Yeah. Nicole definitely wanted her life. Oh, ta-ta for now is TTFN. I gotcha, Dana. I gotcha. Did you guys enjoy the survivor story that I put forward recently for you? She had been making a good amount because her Lexus was paid for by Thrive. You have to be high up to even qualify for that car bonus. Yeah, Lori, you're right about that. The first 2 years she made close to nothing. Those were her words. Yeah. And that's the thing with MLM businesses is that you don't always start making money right away, and it's usually you're actually spending money to be with the company in order to keep up your supplies and your product, for giving out samples and whatnot, right? So he did send the picture of the doll covered up. We've definitely covered that, and that was, I think, an intense way for him to kind of warn her, but it was too late, in a sense. Like, it seemed like he had started to make up his mind based off of the interviews that they did with the Anadarko employees, the fact that he had met in the Safeway parking lot with Troy McCoy to give him the Fire Stick to his TV. And that was when Troy received a phone call from the Anadarko head honcho, another boss, whatever, stating that there was a repair that needed to be done on Survey 319. And this was on Friday when they were in that Safeway parking lot exchanging the Fire Stick when Troy got the phone call. And Chris was volunteering then to go out to the Survey 319 site. It was to get rid of his family. And, he saw an opportunity on Friday, to say, I'll go out to that site. Let's not both go. I'll just go. So that you don't have to waste your time too. We don't both need to go out there. And he was stating these kinds of things, right on Friday. Hey, Bad Fish, do you think more that hasn't come out? Yes, I do think that there's more that's going to come out, specifically because some of the documents were sealed until December 28th. So, like, that was a 90-day seal, and that was done, like the 90 days is up on the 28th of December. So I was very, very aware of that, and that they're into true crimes, Dana's asking. I myself have been through traumatic things in my own life that have been criminal against me, and I've been a survivor myself. So, when I took the legal course in 2016, I graduated 2017, you guys. I really wanted that for knowledge of my own personal, like, I really wanted to be able to combat some of the things that have happened that were wrong in my own life. I'm a victim of rape. I'm a victim of domestic abuse. I'm a victim of keeping it closed off to people good about what they've gotten back, and that it's been embracive, and that's what's made me decide to try something on my own. Now, originally, my reason for starting the YouTube channel, I've stated this to you guys before, was to increase my revenue at home. Like, I wanted to make more money. That was my main objective. When I first started my channel, I was uploading tips and tricks on a book that I was reading while I was still in school. And, I eventually branched into following true stories because of the stories I was looking into. It made sense, and my own stories that are true in my life. And so the more that I share, the more that it grows, and the more comfort that I feel from that. So I'm going to carry on, doing a good thing in the world, okay? Because you know what, you guys, at one point in my life, I wasn't a very nice person. I was very angry about a lot of the things that I had lived through and a lot of the things that happened to me that were out of my control. And I didn't want to carry on living like that. I mean, it did nothing but bring me down and harm me personally. So, sharing my story and putting myself out there, it was a way for me to, I guess, deal with it and understand. And when I did that, you guys, I realized that there was other people out there that are going through the same thing. And, some of them are too fearful to speak out. So, coming together it's been empowering and strengthening for me. Thank you, Cat Lydia. Cat Lydia, thank you so much. I think it's okay that I went through those traumatic things in my life if it brings a good thing now. Because it wasn't always a good thing. I needed a lot of therapy. I needed a lot of help to get to the point of being okay, just being able to deal with all of that, and I still have repercussions that I'm dealing with. Like, I still deal with depression. I struggle often with sleep. I have a hard time in life in general because of some of the things that I've been through, but I refuse to let it hold me down, you guys. I feel like I got to stand up and do something good. Thank you so much, Fashion Proposals, Elegant and Unique. That's awesome. Thank you. I feel like if I stay sitting down and I don't say anything, I'm not helping myself and I'm not helping anyone else. So I feel like it's best for me to just get out there and try to help other people in the world by sharing my story and sharing other people's stories in hopes that someone might see, hear, or read it, and it might just help somebody out there, right? That they might save themselves from a situation that they're going through, that they look at themselves in their own life and go, that's really me right now, and I need to, get better. I need to get myself safe. I need to get out of this, or protect themselves or their children, what have you. So yeah, I don't want to let it define me, but it has definitely shaped who I am as an adult, which is, it's scary, right? I'm reserved. I don't put myself out there for relationships anymore. I don't trust anybody anymore. I'm scared of the world in a sense because of some of the traumatic things that I've been through. I fear that will happen again, or I fear that it will be even worse. You lost your son at 17. Life is so hard. Oh, that is so sad. That is so, so sad. I'm so sorry to hear that. Empowerment all the way. And I think coming together like this helps, I mean, it helps me. And if someone's listening and they're kind of going through something crazy, it might just give them the strength to get out of that, You're the exact same. Yeah, it's so devastating, I think, to us, to not hold on to the thing that happened to us to bring us where we are. And that's one of the hardest things for me, is to not stay stuck and focused on the past and on the things that were out of my control that prevents me from sort of moving forward. It takes time. You're right. And I guess maybe I'm not the most patient person sometimes. I just wish that I was fully normal, or I was totally okay, that I could fully put myself out there. Excuse me. We're all in this together. I love that, Dana. That's awesome. And some of these survivor stories, these women out there, they're starting up independent support groups to sort of help other women that are out there in these situations to have a place to go or have someone to talk to. Just this morning, you guys, I was speaking with a survivor for another story that I want to put forward to you. And she was telling me about how she wants, how you in AA, you have sponsors. So somebody who you can sort of turn to talk to in hard times where you're feeling tempted. Well, why isn't there the same thing available for, women in domestic abuse situations to have a mentor, someone they can turn to and talk to, get strength or empowerment or encouragement in devising a plan to get out, or, keep themselves safe, or what have you. And I thought that that was amazing. Like, who couldn't use a mentor throughout life, somebody who actually cares, to help? I think that that was amazing to hear. And I told her that I would share that with all of you guys when I share her story. I mean, I'm sharing some of that little bit with yous that are watching right now, but there, with her entire story, I intend to share that specific fact. Hey, Natalie, that's all right. You made it. And I just wanted to say I'm really sorry for the fluctuation in time. I really pride myself on trying to be consistent, and that really bothered me myself, that I was so all over the place with the times in these past couple of weeks, trying to figure out what might work best for everybody. But um, too late of a start was not working out either. So I had to back that up again. Hello, Yusuf. So I backed that up again, and I think that we're going to kind of finalize around this, 1 o'clock time. I might decide to back it up a half hour. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'll keep you posted. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to stop changing the time because it's not good. I don't like that. You know, you're a psychotherapist, Dana. You work with women who have been through trauma. Wow, that's amazing. That's something that I actually never went for, was trauma therapy. Like, I've been through personal therapy, counseling, physiotherapists, psychotherapists, things like that. But and all through, kind of throughout my life. Like, it started in my younger years, where I was sort of forced to go through something like that via my parents and school counselors and things like that. And then it led into professionals and stuff like that in my teens. But like, again, it was due to a traumatic situation, you guys. I lost my virginity to rape from a person that I went to school with, and I really couldn't concentrate or focus at school anymore. I was traumatized by this situation. I was scared, and quite vulnerable. I had never been in that situation. So it created for a lot of trauma. And I never really, like, my parents didn't help me to pursue where I should have gone for that proper help either. It was just sort of not really discussed. Once we tried charging the person and going through the court systems and whatnot, we found out that, because I was too scared to charge him, my parents couldn't charge him because he was, I think it was 3 months over the statutory limit for statutory rape. So he was just over, and that's why my parents weren't able to successfully charge him. So I just ended up having to sort of deal with that. And to lose your virginity through rape was, and then turn around and try to go back to school with the exact person that did that to you, was horrible. Like, absolutely horrible. I didn't know how to handle it, and it was really difficult. But I went through a lot of counseling in order to deal with that. And, I dealt with flashbacks, and I dealt with trauma and things like that. It made me who I am today, and I'm okay now in a sense, but I would say not fully. I feel like I have some issues that stem deep down from the past, from the monsters of the past, you know? Yeah, Dana, it was traumatic. It really was. It was really, really hard. It created for me to have a difficult time with relationships sort of all throughout my life. Now, you guys, I did tell some of yous that I hadn't spent a lot of time looking over other people's YouTube channels, but recently I've started to branch out and sort of listen to other channels. Some of my favorites, to be honest, I really like Kendall Ray. Sorry, I have cat hairs all over, and it'll bug me. I won't be able to stop staring at it. So Kendall Ray and the other lady's name that I really, really enjoy was Stephanie Harlow. Now, these people, both of them do similar channels, kind of like mine, right? And both of them are really detailed, which is sort of, it's making me want to be more thorough in detail in my stories, my research, and relaying the information to you guys. So I want you to know that I am bettering myself each and every day that we go, carry on with YouTube. I appreciate everybody's support that does watch my videos and has sort of stumbled with me through this process, because this was all brand new to me. I had never done videos before this. I've never been a reporter. I'm no professional, you know, type person for this. So it was all really new to me, and I have sort of brought myself kind of through this, and I appreciate everybody who's grown with me, but I want to make it even that much better for you guys. So if there's some things that I don't do that you would like to see me do, please let me know that. If there's certain like tidbits or pointers that you'd really love to know about each story, I'd love to know what those are for you guys, and to send me that info, because I want to be able to write it down to get everybody that does watch me that really enjoys it. They get a lot from it. That's what I'd like. I want everybody to enjoy it. So Steve, that's okay, you made it. You seen, and I mean, she's awesome. First off, she's beautiful. I didn't know she was married and had kids and all of that. So kudos to her for not only doing an amazing job at her channel, but she's also a mother and a wife at home. And I mean, she was working, while she is working outside in the work world as well. She's now going to be branching strictly into her channel, which is awesome. I was just like, on my end, I was like clapping, like, good for you. I'm so happy for you that she's able to also follow her dream. And I mean, who doesn't want to, follow their dream to do what they love doing? And I mean, I love spreading awareness. I love being honored with survivor stories and people trusting me to put their story forward. So I think it's a good thing what we're doing here for sure. Hey, Tracy, you made it. Me and Stephanie are your favorites, Clarity. You know what? She's done really, really well. She has an amazing view count of her following and subscribers and stuff. I think that she's amazing. So I want, I had recently watched some of this and I thought I need to be more detailed. I need to be more thorough in putting forth some of these stories for you guys. I don't want to be identical, but because I am who I am and she is who she is, but I want you guys to feel like you're getting a well-rounded view of my channel as well, Yes, and works. So you guys must be talking about Shanann Watts and her surgery on her neck and stuff. Do I know Meyer-Briggs personality type, Sherry? Are you talking about like personality type B, C, D, E, F? They've gone into so many new personalities now. I was recently actually I did a little bit of digging on a subject, and it branched me into that. And I was reading all the different variations of personalities now, and I thought that was interesting. There was only like four, now there's like eight, and it's like, where did all these come from? But I guess with, just like in the science world, we grow just like the technology world would grow. So I have done a lot for Jamie Kloss efforts. Probably can't do much more. You know what? I'm just going to try to keep her story alive, because I think it's important to not forget about her, you know. I'm wonderful as is. Well, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate that. I'm not going to lose who I am. I'm just going to cover a little bit more detail as far as stories go, the background story, and sort of have like an outline on that a little bit better than what I have done in the past. I think it'll be a refreshing update in a sense. You actually found you through one of her videos. Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. I love hearing that YouTube sort of is showing me as a suggestion. But you can see that in the analytics for those of you who also have other channels running. I think I you think that I'm like you. We even look alike. Oh, that's so cool. You know how they say that everybody has like a twin somewhere around the world that isn't really their blood twin, right? Maybe that's us. You never know. I do pride myself on being genuine and really real. So it's kind of why I put the title as like raw, unedited, no script. It's just me, being me. So some people will hate me and some people will love me. Hi, Cookie. You want to find out what type I am? When I was reading those, I found a little bit of me in a lot of them, to be honest, which it can kind of concern me. It's like, am I, every personality type? Like, what is that? I don't understand, because I was reading it and I was like, well, I'm a little bit like that. Well, I'm a little bit like that. And I try to be really honest with myself, even if it's a negative thing. I'm like, oh, I'm kind of like that, I'll admit it. Like, you know, hey Ray, how are you? I had asked you in one of when I created a post there, I had asked you if there was anything that you wanted to ask me directly, and hopefully you're able to do that. Hey Clarity, remain strong, beautiful. Yes, absolutely. And I think that's the point of our lives together, right? Is that it gives us an opportunity to discuss things together, to work together. The 2020 show. You know what? That was a really interesting show on the Watts case. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very thorough, and the body cam footage from the officers was very telling that Chris was guilty. They didn't even almost need to interview him before I could see it all over his face that he was guilty. You saw it online this morning before you went to sleep. Yeah, it was really good. Yes, Robert, there's always technical difficulties. It is what it is. Who isn't telling the truth? Cookie. Yeah. I don't think that Nicole Kessinger is being as honest as what she all knows. I feel like she knows more than what she's stating, but it is what it is. Saw my post. Love how you're doing my live. Okay. The body cam definitely shows raw footage of Chris Watts's expression, and it was written all over his face how he was feeling, for sure. He was so clearly unemotional about her disappearance. He was very flustered too. Like he was acting suspicious, right? Channel One Flower in the Garden of Weeds 2020 show posted in 3 parts. Okay. Hey, shenanigans. Have I noticed Nicole Kessinger acts and speaks so much like Jodi Arias? They are so similar. It's creepy. Yeah. You know what? It is creepy. It was scary watching him. His neighbors scare. Yeah. Well, his neighbors certainly didn't hide the fact that he was letting the officer know that there was something off with him. There was something that wasn't right in his body language and his actions and how he was re You're a 10-year-old? Is that what you're saying? Your age is 10, Cookie I love? Ay, ay, ay. Where's your parents? I have told you again and again, you are appreciated for being you, sharing your experiences, capable of honestly expressing your sympathies, all in respectful ways. Yeah, I do try to maintain being respectful, not only for the victims, but for my own self respect, you know? I think that Neighbor was brilliant. I love the fact he kept making, yeah, the police officer, yes, yeah, he was telling him like, no, this is off. There's something wrong with him. Nicole Kessinger was so cold and only concerned with protecting herself. She lied blatantly at times and wouldn't even speak Shanann's name. Yes, exactly. And her laugh, and I mean her talking about the kids and stuff, like I was a little, I don't know, off put. Like I was just very concerned. Hey David, how are you? Thanks for joining. Thank you for watching. Is this relationship advice live show? No, the live show is basically an unstructured discussion of different cases that I'm following. Yeah, her voice is a little bit harsh, brash. And I'm not so sure that she was very concerned about the fact that he was lying to her, you know? Well, I really enjoy spending these live chats with you guys. I have a few things that I have to get done today. However, there will be another survivor story coming to you in the next near future here from me. um, so no worries, Jerry K. I'm glad you're comfortable enough to ask. It's okay to ask questions. Um, I think we'll just keep this live a little bit shorter than I normally do. I usually go for a couple of hours to sort of discuss things, but I do have a lot of catching up to do due to some of my technology issues recently. So I need to catch up on a few things and then get you guys this next survivor story. And then I will definitely share the next story with you guys. If there's any cases that you guys are interested in hearing more about, could you please send me a message about some of the details of that case? I will look into that information. Hey Jennifer, we're just wrapping up here. Unfortunately, you're a tad late, but that's okay. I am going to be running my normal start time, I believe, from about 1 p.m. Central Standard GMT time. And we'll definitely touch base with more survivor stories. As I said, Shanann was definitely head over heels for her husband, and that was very obvious in her messages to her friends and her concern. and her research. Like she was constantly searching ways to fix her relationship versus Chris was searching for ways to tell his new girlfriend when he loved her and stuff like that. So you could very much tell that the two were in opposite directions, and it was sort of inevitable for them to, have this relationship sort of end. I just wish it would have ended in a way that all of them were still alive. So stay tuned for more shows with me. If you enjoy the live feeds, they're less structured. They're just sort of a bouncing things off, back and forth chatting, seeing the real uncut me, all the hand gestures included. So I appreciate spending time with all of you guys. It's really, really nice to come together and discuss these different cases together. I personally didn't want to be the person to release any information as to the whereabouts of Chris Watts in the prison system. I don't really want that kind of a karma and on top of my shoulders. I don't want to have to deal with that, to be honest with you. So I'm going to leave that to some of the viewers that sort of pop on sharing things like that. And I definitely, yeah, he was Googling things that were separating him from his relationship versus her Googling things to bring them closer together. And we all know from experience that'll never work, right? If one person is working on it and the other one isn't, it's not going to work. So, I have heard about his whereabouts, but I, wanted to maintain the fact that that information was sealed. And I hope that everybody has a great rest of the weekend. We'll be back Tuesday for another live for, between 1 and 3. And we'll discuss, sort of whatever else is on everybody's mind. And if it is more of the Chris Watts case, then we'll talk about that together. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll touch base again soon. Bye for now, everybody. And I hope you, lots of love, lots of hugs, and I hope you have a great weekend. I know I've said that like 3 times, but enjoy it. Later. Ta-ta for now.